Hello and welcome to today's IELTS presentation, which is about whether we include a conclusion in writing task 1. So I'm going to ask you to start with, are you still writing a conclusion for your task 1 data report? If the answer is yes, you are sabotaging your own score. I see this mistake every single day when evaluating intermediate writing samples. Candidates finish their line graph or bar chart report and then out of habit, they write, in conclusion, we can see that, which is completely incorrect. Today I'm going to show you the exact examiner psychology behind why a conclusion in task 1 ruins your coherence and your cohesion score, what you must write instead to lock in a band 7 or higher, and the strict structural difference between a report and an essay. This task 1 is a report. Let's look at the mechanics of the test. IELTS Writing Task 1 is a descriptive report. Remember that. A descriptive report. Your only job is to analyse data objectively. Because you are strictly forbidden from giving your personal opinion, your thoughts, or your predictions about the future, there is literally nothing to conclude. Conclusions are reserved exclusively for Task 2 essays, where you must summarise your personal argument. Do not do that in Task 1. If you put a conclusion in task 1, you will inevitably end up doing one of two things. You will either accidentally inject a personal opinion, which drops your task achievement score, or you will simply repeat information you already wrote earlier in the report. In the eyes of an IELTS examiner, repetition is a major red flag that proves a lack of vocabulary and structural knowledge. So, according to the official IELTS public band descriptors, you cannot get a band 5 above a band 5 for task achievement if you do not include a clear overview of the main trends. The overview is usually placed right after your introduction paragraph. It is one or two sentences and is a summary that highlights the big picture. As you can see on the screen, there is an example of an overview there. So I'll read it out for you. Overall, it is clear that internet usage experienced an upward trajectory across all three nations. Furthermore, while the USA initially led the market, Canada witnessed the most dramatic growth and ultimately overtook its counterpart. Notice what I didn't do there. I didn't use a single percentage, date, or number. Save the numbers for your body paragraphs. The overview is purely about the main features. To make this easy for you on test day, commit this 4-paragraph blueprint to memory. Paragraph 1 is where you paraphrase the prompt using synonyms. Do not copy it. This is where your knowledge of synonyms is going to be very important. In paragraph 2, write your number-free overview summarizing the biggest upward or downward shifts. In paragraph 3, dive into your first detailed comparison body, grouping the highest data together. And for paragraph 4, finish your second body paragraph focusing on the lower details or anomalies. That's it. You stop writing after paragraph 4. Do not add a 5th paragraph for a conclusion. You've already provided the overview at the start. Now let's take a look at a high-scoring example of task 1 based on the internet data graph discussed in the previous slides. Now, you might want to take a photo of this or print it out. It might be a good one to reflect upon when you are practicing your own writing. So this response earns a high band score for several reasons. Firstly, it is written in a pristine 4-paragraph layout. It follows the exact blueprint. It stops immediately after the second body paragraph with absolutely no fifth paragraph for a conclusion. As discussed, this sample of task 1 presents a number-free overview. Paragraph 2 provides a comprehensive summary of the highest, lowest, and the most dramatic trends without utilising a single percentage or numeric data point. Remember, that is for your later body paragraphs. This piece of writing also demonstrates advanced grammatical range. It utilises complex structural combinations like passive comparisons, higher than that of its counterparts. Participle clauses, for example, remaining the lowest contributor, and subclauses, for example, with their trends intersecting around year 6. There is also zero repetition. It replaces simple repetitive phrases like stood in the highest position with academic vocabulary showing a variety such as experienced an upward trajectory, witnessed the most dramatic growth, peaked at, and exhibited a much lower trajectory. So I hope this presentation has provided you with some clarity around whether to include a conclusion in task 1. For further learning resources, presentations, and daily challenges, visit my school site, Loveridge Learning Link. There'll be a link in the comments below. The site is free to join with other tier options for those who want to accelerate their learning IELTS journey. Thank you very much for listening.